Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 27th, 2023 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. If you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a turkey in the comment box. A person will be chosen at random at the end of the month and will be announced in a separate video. It will be its own video, so keep your eyes open for this. Do not be scammed by anybody contacting you through the comment box. It will not be me. If you are interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below, as are the cards that I'm using. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Aries, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Oh, I love it. We're crowned by the Queen of Wands. We have two here. We have so let's just do that because that's spectacular. We then have the Fool, angels, and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Six of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is a powerful time for us. Absolutely. Actually, I think we need one more. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The King of Swords reversed. Okay. This is a powerful time. We have the King and the Queen of Wands. Why is that so powerful for us? We are represented by the wands in the minor arcana. So we're coming through as the rulers of ourselves, as power, as distinction, as knowing our way, as being very authoritative, very assertive, very in control of ourselves, and that's a good thing. Now, we do have the King of Swords reversed. This can make things a little bit tricky, and you might ask, why could it make things tricky? And that's because this full moon is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by the swords, or is represented by the swords in the minor arcana, so we can find this to be just a little bit tricky, and that's okay because this is a tricky moon. It really is. This is an intense moon. It is a volatile moon. It's a very fast moving moon. So we might want to kind of slow things down to be able to say, this is where I want to go. Like, this is what I need to do, instead of moving as quickly as this Gemini full moon can really bring us that energy of. We have the Fool right here. We're starting a new adventure, and that makes perfect sense. This moon is at 4 degrees, 51 minutes in Gemini. Okay. And this is Gemini is a mutable sign, very adaptable, changeable. It's also a nonconformist. I want to go my own way. And we're definitely taking hold of that energy and very much running with it. Now, this begins a 5 full moon cycle from Gemini to Libra with, in 4 degrees of the sign, all right, in 4 to 6 degrees of the sign, bringing powerful endings and new beginnings. So this brings us powerful endings and new beginnings coming forward. With the 9 of Cup, a wish is being granted. And we're going to see that in the astrology. I'm going to get into that a bit. Let me know if you like the astrology. If you don't, if it's your cup of tea, I like incorporating it, especially during the moons with the tarot reading. I think it's kind of cool. The Three of Cups, happiness, success, joy, prosperity. The Six of Swords reversed. You've been unsure. And now you're going to be moving forward more in an assertion of yourself, a power of your voice, and saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is where I'm headed, this is what I desire for myself. And there's a real sense here of I'm claiming my power and I know where I need to stand. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. We have centered reverse. Now, because we are this mutable sign, or we're in this mutable sign, we may not feel centered. We may feel kind of all over the place leading up to this moon with everything that's happening in the world, with everything that's going on. We have lost our center. So this is going to be a time where either we need to ask for help from, a doctor, a therapist, a friend, whomever it is, to help us find our center again, or just slow things down. We're going to want to move super fast. That's part of this moon. It's like, get it done, keep on going, don't stop, sleep is for the weak type of energy. But centering yourself, calming it down, and only doing what you can handle is going to be near sacred during this time. So just be aware of this. Let's see what our chakra energy has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Forgiveness, the heart chakra. And that's absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite chakra cards, that forgiveness is coming forward. So focusing on your heart chakra, focusing on what you love. And remember, Gemini energy is represented in the tarot by the lovers. All right. And what's really powerful is Gemini is the thinking mind. And everything begins with a thought, a word. And so here, let that thought and word be centered around forgiveness for yourself. Anchor your thoughts in your heart. That's going to be the most important thing we can do during this full moon. And as we anchor our thoughts in our heart, we realize, yes, this is why Gemini is represented by the lovers. This is why I need to bring love, to be a warrior of my heart, and to really open up and let go and let love serve me forward. And so here with forgiveness, it's saying, yeah, I've made mistakes before. I'm human. That's part of the growing process. I forgive myself. We can forgive others, and that's great. But a lot of times we'll forgive everybody else, but we will not show that same grace, that same beauty to ourselves. And now it's time to. So just be aware of this during this time. Start with the forgiveness of yourself. Let go. Let go of what you've been carrying from the past, the dreams that we have from the future, and live totally and completely in the present, which sounds super easy, but it is one of the hardest things we can ever do for ourselves. So just be aware of this. And it's not saying don't plan for the future. That's not what Spirit is saying at all. Spirit is saying forgive yourself for making mistakes and let your life be present right here, right now. Yes, plan for the future. Plan for it because you want that plan there. But let yourself be right here, right now. Not always in the past, not always in the future, but present for yourself. It brings us then to the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. And this is the Two of Wands. This is doors opening. We need to be mindful. We want things to move so quickly. We want to go here. We want to go there. We want to look at this. We want to look at that. It's kind of like a kid in a store, running to this thing, running to that thing. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. With the Two of Wands, center yourself. Center yourself, which is the energy that we have a bit of difficulty with, right? Centered, reversed. Center yourself and let the doors open. And you don't have to do everything. Every opportunity that comes your way, if you're thinking, oh, this is overwhelming, or I can't do that, or, no, listen to it. Listen to it. Because you have a lot of energy here that's like, go, 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 go. And we need to slow it down for ourselves. We need to say, this is what I can handle, and this is what I can't. And be open and caring and loving with ourselves. Now, to be crowned by the King and the Queen of Wands, I think is extraordinary. I think it is absolutely extraordinary. I can't remember, but I don't think I've ever seen this before. The King and the Queen of Wands, that's you. That's you in the minor arcana. This is you coming through as a powerhouse, as determination, as focus, as insight, as ideas. This moon with such a strong Mercury, and we'll see that really strong Mercury as we dive deeper into the astrology, or as we look at the astrology. So here, the mind has no limits. And we're going to see that for ourselves. We're going to see that we don't have any limits, that we can push and expand and explore. And that's why we need to be very mindful of what we are centering our attention around, of how we are moving things forward for ourselves. So be aware of this during this time. The Queen of Wands is embracing your magic, is embracing, really nurturing what's important to you, being at the center of your existence. And the King of Wands is passion, determination, focus, looking at things and being able almost to see it 3D, meaning being able to look at things and, everybody sees it one way, but you can almost see it lifting up, like taking on a life of its own. Thoughts start to be animated. Ideas start to be animated. So it can almost feel like, oh, this is already done. And we can get into that groove of it's already done. I don't need to pay attention to it. So just be aware of this. So let's actually, before we go any deeper, dive into the astrology of this. So we have 6 planets in mutable signs. And why this is especially important to us is because one of those planets is Mars. We are ruled by Mars. So we have Neptune, Saturn, the Moon, Mercury, the Sun, and Mars. Mutable signs means that it can change, right? Instead of being like, oh, this is the way it is, or, instead of being fixed, instead of it's just like it's change, it's openness, it's opportunities, but it's also meaning that I'm not pushing anything down. I'm not staying in one place. That's also why Geminis can be seen as flighty. We can see this time as a flighty time as well. Now, Mercury, the Sun, Mars, and Mars are in Sagittarius. This brings freedom. This brings independence. This brings truth. All right. Those are become the things that we are focused on. And again, because our ruling planet is Mars, this becomes important to us. I want my freedom. I want my independence, and I need to go after the truth, or I want the truth as I see it. Now, be mindful about this, okay? Especially for us Aries, because this also brings I'm right, you're wrong energy to the table, which we tend to have a bit of anyway. So this can exacerbate it, but we do as human beings. So just take note. We want to be very spontaneous. We are restless. We want that adventure. That's amplified by the Fool that we see right here. Step out of the ego. It can be very easy to step into the ego kind of big time right now because we're looking at the worldly things that need to be done and looking at what we're passionate about and looking at the time frame of existence and saying, okay, I got to go. I got to get this done. Be mindful about this. Saturn is at 0 degrees, 56 minutes in Pisces, squaring the moon, the sun, and Mars. Again, Mars coming up. This is the way things always have been. Saturn is tradition. So we're finding a balance between tradition and innovation. So just be mindful. Mercury is conjunct the galactic center. Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, so it comes through very strongly. And this connects us with divine intelligence and universal energy. Neptune is squared Mercury. Okay. This brings powerful creativity. We also see that with the 9 of Cups right here, right? And the 3 of Cups, this inspiration, this love, this coming forward, creativity and imagination. It moves us, into the sense of there's no limits, right? With such a powerful Mercury during this time, there seems like the mind is just open. There's no limits to what we can do. And we're running with that, like joyously, creatively, spontaneously, purposefully, we're running with that energy. Now, here's where things get a little bit tricky. The sun is in a quintuple with Uranus. Now, a quintuple aspect brings obsession and it brings war, which we see in the world right now. All right. But Uranus brings awakening to a higher state of being. So that's going to be very interesting to watch unfolding during this time. But to know that we're moving away from our obsessions, from wars, from, that, or we're at least trying to as an awakened consciousness, okay? Fighting that chaotic energy and moving into awakening. There's also a quintuple between Venus in Libra and Jupiter in Taurus. Now, both Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus. So this brings powerful changes in our relationships and in our finances. So just be aware of that. Mars is squared Saturn. Now, Mars, again, our ruling planet, is go, 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 go energy. Here, with the 6 of Swords reversed, we see that. It's like, I can go. I gathered up my knowledge. I've got this. But Saturn is that grounding, traditional energy. Make a plan before you move. make a plan before you go after it. And that's going to be very important here because we have the Fool energy. It's like, I gotta go. I have someplace to be. I have something to do. Did you not know? Like, that's the energy here. It's like, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this. We can get so excited about whatever we're setting off to do, whether it be work, whether it be something to do with the advancement of our career or our personal lives or social interactions. We're just very enthusiastic. This is a fantastic time to start something. This is a fantastic time to look at things differently, let your creative juices flow and open up that door in a way that just hasn't been before. So connecting with that energy, that Fool energy. Now we can also be very mindful, okay? Very mindful of what other people are thinking. Very much like, well, I can see it this way. I can also see it this way. That's the Gemini energy for you, right? They're the twin energies. There's a sense of, I can see the two sides of the coin. What if people laugh at me? What if people don't understand? There's going to be a part of us that just doesn't care. It's very much embracing that Aries energy of, I'm moving forward and I'm going after this. Like it, great. Don't like it, don't have to. But here with the Fool is afraid of being seen as the fool, being laughed at, being mocked, being misunderstood. So just be aware of that we can carry that energy, that nervousness forward with us. Every single hero's journey, and if you've been here before, you know what I'm going to say. Every single hero's journey begins with everybody laughing, with people thinking you're a fool, people thinking, oh my gosh, they just don't understand. They can't possibly make a living, do this, do that, whatever it is that you're setting out on that slightly goes against traditional understandings can be seen as crazy, just absolutely crazy, like punkers. So just be aware of this. And also know it's part of gravity. Whenever you jump, you're going to fall. You're going to land. And whether you land like a feather or like a bowling ball, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you took that leap of faith for yourself. You went after what you desired. Your natural energy, okay, the natural part of you, the soul's purpose of why you're here is talking to you. It brings us to the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is across your finger. This is what I wish for, wish coming true. Okay, I love that genie right here. It's a yes, a wish is coming forward. It's not to hoard things. It's not to think, oh, this is better, that's better. It is to say, this is what I wish for. This is what I love. This is what I want. This is coming forward. So our mind is very active during this time. We're moving towards an awakening, and it is time to share the love, to share our passions, to open up our hearts and get that not everybody will be on the same page with us. That's okay. They don't have to be. We are going to be showing up for ourselves, and that's going to be huge. All right. But we're going to be able to see that a cross your fingers for, I wish I had this. I wish I could do this. I wish, things were easier. I wish I wasn't as stressed. I wish I wasn't as overwhelmed. That type of wish that you can actively see during this time is going to be coming true. And it leads you to the Three of Cups. You will see the people who celebrate you. You will see the energy that raises their glass and says, hey, this is a party. And I love these little, I don't know, they're butterflies. There we go. These butterflies sharing, whatever nectar they're sharing right here. It's like, I'm going to celebrate this. I have transformed. I'm embracing my joy, my love, what I desire in my life. This is a moon to celebrate. Yes, it's an intense moon. Again, yes, it's a volatile moon, but it is also a beautiful moon. And we can lose sight of that beauty so easily. But we can lose sight of beauty as human beings just so easily. So be aware of this. With the Six of Swords reversed, this is moving forward with confidence and success. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is, you would assume it's a mother and a child, but, it's a woman and a baby. She's cradling the baby. She's keeping it safe as another person pushes off. I would assume it's a man, but you don't exactly know, pushes off and they go sailing, and they start their journey. And you can see in the energy of the card, I'm not really comfortable with this, but we have to go, right? We have to do this. This is what we have to do. And with the Six of Cups, not the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords reversed, it's saying, okay, I've gathered my information. I've gathered my knowledge. Instead of being unsure about this, I am now assertive. I am now sure. I am now determined. I am now focused, and I'm going after it powerfully, relentlessly, and honestly for myself. With the King of Swords reversed, an energy that can be coming up during this moon. Now, King of Swords energy, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This energy can be doubts, it can be fears, all right? But this can be looking at things and getting too caught up in the facts, the numbers, the data of it all. Well, what do the statistics say? What is this? What is that? It takes away from the wish being granted. It takes away from the love and the joy and the celebration. It makes doing anything that isn't part of the status quo seem absolutely ridiculous. Not only are you going to be a fool, but you're going to be a failure. And we don't need that energy, because no innovation is ever made by anybody being afraid, right? Nobody steps out of the box and creates and cultivates and becomes something new and I want to say delicious. Like, I don't know why that word is coming forward, but like new and brilliant and just totally themselves, if they are sitting there and so worried about what everybody else thinks, how everybody else looks at them. Be you. Live out loud. But know that this energy is here. And if you have air sign energy in your chart, it can come through and be like, hey, you can't take that leap of faith. You can't go after things this way. You don't get to be like this. And you need to say, I am so powerful. I am crowned with the power of my being. I am so self-assured that if I fall, if I fail, that's great. I've just learned something. And I'm still going to move forward, right? Didn't it take Thomas Edison 1,000 times to learn how to figure out how to make a light bulb? He tried it out 1,000 times. And the person said, you failed 1,000 times. Why did you keep on going? He said, I didn't fail. I figured out how it didn't work 1,000 times. And that's what you're doing here. That's what life is. So let's dive into what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, I love that. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So with the energy coming forward, and why I laughed is because we have surrender right up here. And this moon energy is crowning, incorporated, alongside the Queen of Wands. Oh, I can't. Small hands. Okay. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So it is very much saying surrender to your passion. Surrender, not being heathenistic, right? Or anything like that. But it's like surrender to your passion, surrender to what you desire, open up the door, look at the power of yourself. Instead of trying to make yourself into something you're not, let you be you. Move forward in that power, as long as you're coming from a place of love, compassion, caring, all those good things, right? All the things that you would kind of like want to put in the pie, as long as you're coming from all those good things, surrender to that energy and surrender to the energy of this moon to say, live in love. Because here we have reverse, bring love into the situation. And we're like, I don't think so. I think that sounds risky. Like, I don't know if you've seen this, but once I open up my heart, and we've had this happen before, Aries, when we open up our hearts, we get burned. But if we're moving very practically, very systematically, very kind of like step by step by step, it's safer. And Spirit is saying, bring love into the situation. It can be messy, but it will be brilliant. All right? It brings us then to communication is key. It is. With a Gemini full moon, communication is everything. Words are everything. And this is the new moon in Gemini energy coming forward. And we actually have the full moon in Gemini energy coming forward. So this Gemini moon is very powerful for us. Both of them are in the upright position. So communication is key. We need to communicate. We need to express. We need to open up our mind. And then wisdom is reversed. So we're looking at things. We're taking this leap of faith. We're going after what we want. We're starting a new chapter, a new journey, a new sense of ourselves. And we're thinking, but I don't know if I can do it, right? I'm not wise. People who are wiser, people who are this or people who are thater than me have failed at this. And we're looking kind of like at the failures. Remember the statistics of things. Oh my gosh, I can't because percentages go down. This person said this and they're an expert. I can't do it. And this is a moon that says, you want to watch me? Like, you give me these odds, I'll gamble against them. You know, that's why, when this moon says I'm a nonconformist, it's going against the grain of things. So know that we may not feel wise. We may not feel like we can do this, but we absolutely can. And it brings us to emotions are running high. All right. With the 9 of Cups, with that cross your fingers, this is what I'm going after. This is what I love. Emotions are running high. Center it with peace. How do you meditate? Do you meditate? What do you do to bring balance and love into your life? We have here peace. So let's incorporate peace into our existence, into ourselves, and make it super important. As important as, using the restroom, right? You can't not do that all day. So here, bring peace into your existence. It's going to be one of the most important things, and it's going to bring you to center, but it's also going to let you look at all the emotional energy that's coming forward and saying, I need to shine, right? I need to be here. It brings us then to the full moon in Leo. This is the super moon right here. And it says, don't let pride get in the way. And we already had that warning, right? With Mercury, the Sun, and Mars and Sagittarius, like, don't let ego take over. It will be super easy for it to take over and us to be like, well, I'm right, you're wrong, this is what I'm doing. I'm right, you're wrong, this is what we're doing. And that's also very, it's very Sagittarius energy, but it's also very Aries energy. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't want you to feel like I'm picking on you or that spirit is picking on you. It's just how we are. I have a little Aries in my life, right? And my nephew, and he is like, no, I'm right. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm like, dude, you're 4. You don't know anything. So let's step back and let's look at this. Not that he doesn't know anything, but you know what I'm saying. So here, take that confidence, take that absolute assertion and confidence in yourself. Hold that true. But listen, and let the listening balance you. Because, oh my gosh, do you guys learn quick? Like, saying it once, seeing that it's, efficient and gets the results that you want, all of a sudden, an Aries is like, oh, I got this. I remember this. I have this. Right? So don't let pride get in the way. Attraction. Whatever you put out into the universe, good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. You are going to be attracting it forward. And so here, be very aware of your energy. Okay? You might find that personally, your energy could be screaming at you, right? You can feel out of balance. Again, that's why Spirit is saying there is no shame in getting help, right? There is no shame in finding, either a medical balance or a holistic balance to what you need in your life. If by yourself, it's just insurmountable, okay? Because sometimes things in life get to be insurmountable. So show yourself some grace, because Lord knows Spirit will always show you grace, will always lead with love, and will always say, I'm right here for you. I will always love you. I will always be here for you. I need you to show up for you as well. Right? And it brings us then to the answers you need are coming. They are. The answers you need are coming. It brings us to this place where, yes, I can move forward. It moves us to the place of action. Aries, we're very good at action. We're very good at movement. We're very good at going after it. The answers you need are coming. Take action towards what you want to build, towards the knowledge that you have accumulated, towards the coming into alignment with the peace and the power of your being and yourself, because it moves us to be bold and make the first move. So it's so interesting here because everything's upright, right? It's like a beautiful, smooth going, powerful, okay, I've got this type of thing. And then it's like, oh, but wait, I can't, because we're unsure of ourselves. We start to look at everything. We start to get super hyper logical, and we start to say, I can't do this. I can't do that. This is not saying to be reckless. This is not saying to look at your responsibilities and say, somebody else's problem. But this is to say, show yourself self-love and be bold and make the first move. Go out on that limb for yourself the way you would for a friend. The way you would cheer on somebody else, cheer on you. You deserve it. You need it. And this is a time where you have such brilliant energy here, okay? Kind of like I've never seen before for you, Aries. Harness it, utilize it, take this moon from full moon to full moon, okay, till the full moon in December, and run with it. Let this time be your time and let yourself shine. But we can be so afraid of what people will think of us. We can be so afraid that it's not supposed to work out. This happens for other people. But I mean, Look at the people who are billionaires. I mean, that's obscene, right? To have that much money and just be like, oh, I'm going to go into outer space now. That's weird. Here, show yourself grace. Show yourself grace and be bold and make the first move. Because somebody's going to claim it. Why the heck not you? Somebody's going to walk that road. Why the heck not you? Especially if it's your dream. Especially if it's part of that cross your fingers, this is what I've been put on this earth to do type of energy. It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message. This is compassion reversed. All right. We can be very focused on goals, on cause and effect. We might not be that compassionate to everybody else. Just note that. We might need to work on that. But subconsciously, we're definitely not going to be compassionate with ourselves. You can push harder, you can do better, you can keep going. And Spirit is saying, show yourself grace, show yourself peace, show yourself compassion. That is going to be so important, Aries. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra message. Now, this is the sacral chakra, and this is flexibility. Okay? This is the base of your spine. This is your flexibility of spirit, your flexibility of self. This is your creative, sensual power of you moving into, this is a stance of wisdom, moving into the power of wisdom, moving into the power of what you love and what you want, and really embracing your sensual being, which doesn't have to be how do I say this for YouTube? It doesn't have to be like XXX, right? What it has to be is I'm stepping into my grace, my power, my confidence of being. I am moving towards a flexibility of body if you are physically able to. If you are not, then it's also embracing a flexibility of mind. Gemini is fantastic for a flexibility of mind. This is a time where if you focus on your sacral chakra and you embrace your creative energy, you embrace your sensual energy, and you start to focus on the creativity of mind, the dreams that kind of fall away as we get older and responsibilities come, we start to see ourselves becoming more flexible within our own lives. We start to see ourselves opening up a door that has been closed for just way too long. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's almost like turning back the hands of time. It's like saying, oh, I have this energy, this brilliance, this beauty coming forward in me. And it's the beauty of confidence, and it's the beauty of feeling comfortable in your own skin. Okay? I don't want you to think it's like, oh, supermodel beauty. I mean, that beauty is great, but that beauty is so fleeting. This is the beauty where you look at somebody who can be, 100 years old, and there's something about them that makes you stop and makes you go, wow, they're beautiful. Like, wow, I want to be like that. That's the type of beauty that Spirit talks about. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Two of Cups, healing, beautiful love. Okay? When Spirit says to be mindful about healing, it's pushing a healing away. So when Spirit says, be mindful of healing, beautiful love, it's like, what the heck? You've been talking about love this whole time, right? Gemini is the Lover's card in the tarot. And this is the minor arcana Lover's card. So let that love come in. But we need to be very mindful of pushing the healing away, of saying it's not practical, right? Or I can't forgive that about myself, about somebody else. It's not saying to be a saint. You don't need to be. But it is saying to open up your heart and to let yourself move forward. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about it. Spirit is talking about here. A forgiveness for yourself, a forgiveness for sometimes the difficult path we have to walk on this earth, and showing yourself grace. This can also be thinking we found forgiveness in somebody else, or we're trying to heal a wound that we have in ourselves through somebody else, and it's just not going to work. So just be aware of this. Our subconscious tarot message is the Hierophant. Now, this is Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. You can be born on the cusp with Taurus energy. This Taurus energy is also, right, where is it? It's it's in Jupiter, right? Yeah, Jupiter is in Taurus. Jupiter, oh my gosh, Jupiter is the amplifier, right? So Jupiter will amplify anything that you are. Taurus is also ruled by Venus, so this is what you love. The Hierophant is tradition. The Hierophant is also the major arcana marriage card. So it doesn't mean you have to be getting married. It can very well mean that you are dedicating yourself to something. All right. This can be a time where you start to look at things and you start to look at how people have done it before, and you're saying, this is who I am. Like, this is what I want to do. I'm following these sages, these masters, like these wise people who have come before me, and I'm opening up this door. I am becoming a student. It's like you're becoming an apprentice to a master craftsman. So this is an energy that's coming forward. The Hierophant is embracing kind of that master craftsman mentality, right? Embracing that power and that assertion of, I will get to exactly where I want to be. I do see a lot of us at a beginning of start, like at the beginning, or still figuring it out, right? We're not Da Vinci yet. We're not. We're still learning, right? Isn't there a story that Da Vinci's, teacher put down his pencil once Da Vinci, stepped into his own, because he's like, I couldn't paint any better and I couldn't teach anyone any better than you, so I'm done. So here we're stepping into that energy, but we are putting in not only our 10,000 hours, but our soul and our essence and our power of being, and that power of being connecting with the divine, because the Hierophant is the Pope in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So that link to the divine is just so strong and so beautiful. It brings us then to our subconscious Luna message. So it's take time to breathe out. That's reversed. That makes super sense. We want to go, go, go. Like, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to achieve. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to go after this. Be mindful about this. It brings us then to protection. You are protected. During this moon, during this time, you are protected. It doesn't mean you're bulletproof, okay? That's different. It means that you have grace around you during this time. You have protection. You have beauty. You have power moving you forward. And this moon, though it can be overwhelming and volatile and intense, it also brings you to a place that you've needed to be. And it opens up a door that you've needed for quite some time. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Aries, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a fantastic full moon. Bye.